The Lightborn Underground. Teach you how to do internet content. What? You didn't care about that? Too bad. I'm going to talk about it for about 4.5 hours now. Okay. Yeah, we're at 94% processing. I am surprised, because the first thing, like, barely processed. And that was, like, less risque is the word. Then this is right on the edge of like, well, it's fine. I mean, I dotted all my I's and crossed all my T's and made all my people taste the tears of my furious, beautiful entertainment skills. But at the same time, I did break just about every unbroken, unspoken rule in the internet that exists. And I'm really hoping in my really butthole Beavis and Butthead mode kind of side of me, like, I'm just really hoping that my, inbox just smashes full of, everyone who was in there. Because I did some things to make sure things that people you out there you don't want to hear about how these things will work, all happen and do it, and ooh, can't touch me. Yeah. I'm one of those damn people who, really wants, someone to, charge me with something so I can go and, dismiss my public attorney and defend myself in a court of law. Just I know everything! They kicked me out of the jury I was in for exactly that reason. The jury selection process that I was in not that long ago. They kicked me out for exactly that reason. I mean, why else? They're sitting there talking to me, asking about the chains of evidence and the validity of anecdotal evidence versus empirical evidence and things like that. And I explained to them the hard facts, the harsh reality here, that the human brain is not wired up perfectly. Nothing is perfect. So recollections get messed up, and people are prone to something called false memory, which is a very specific thing to do research on, more than I'm going to be able to accurately describe it. But it's basically, when there's an event that happened, and it didn't really happen like that, but it happened, something happened, and someone tells you that happened, and they're not right, you'll sometimes remember it that way anyway. And you remember it that way, your brain, writes it down like the memory is that. And it's pretty rare that you, figure it out and, oh my gosh, that was a false memory, So that's all I was really saying in very simple terms when I was getting interviewed by the court last. And they dismissed me immediately. I was right out the door. I was glad to go, too. I had other, business to handle and a lot of personal issues and stuff going on. I was not good timing for a little jury box thing. That could always be fun if I ever get called in to do that kind of thing, to do the same kind of dancing around the borders kind of stuff with yes, I can blog while I'm in this, and yes, I can communicate while I'm sequestered, I just can't talk about the case. I just can't address anything that's going on between private communications between the other jurors and myself. Can't do that. But I could totally jump on the blogs and talk about the fact that I'm there, and that these things are happening, and that my emotional state is wherever it is or something like that. I could say that till I'm blue in the face. And they wouldn't want me to. They'd be all upset about it if I did. But I could, and there wouldn't be any, licensing or law agreement that says that I can't do that. It's just oh, don't, because you're too dumb to not screw up everything if you're out there talking to reporters and stuff. And usually it's very true. But yeah, it's just a funny thing anytime someone who feels like they know the fucking world inside and out gets on the goddamn internet. What was that guy that I hate that guy. I don't know if he's still on here. How the World Works. There we go. How the World Works with Eric Lightborn is what you're listening to. What's the topic? Well, it's shut up and listen to me. Yeah, shut up. I heard you talking when I was talking. Were you on the phone or something? No! Me. I'm the new personality on YouTube. Yes, indeed. Yeah, let's see. We have a lot of stuff going on in the world right now. I was reading a lot of stuff about the Fukushima reactor, comparing science stuff and doing all the feeds and only a third of the like actual hard data studies that are online right now are like actually working. So it's hard to like compare the most real-time numbers to bring to my blogging audience, which is not that many people, but they're out there. So it's the kind of thing where I just do it anyway. Yeah, I got some love on a repost. I saw that. I did a lot of I did a lot of blogging, not extensive writing, just some blogging around the whole BP oil spill, Gulf disaster thing, where all those people died, and Dick Cheney's company, and all that shit with British Petroleum. And I wrote a thing about it, and it got lost kind of in the mess of the internet. And I found it and pulled it out while I was doing a million other things and got that up there, and I saw that 2 people gave me a little love. Well, that's just awesome. That was some old writing from back when. I try and do more environmentalism stuff. I'm usually only doing the science thing with that, is the thing. You know, like I'm usually only just looking at the numbers. It's like I have trouble like applying that properly. It's a weird thing. It's like I wasn't directly ever trained to do that in school, and I like never have had anyone with any kind of actual formal experience doing that, like show me like, oh, these are some good ways to do that. So I like am not quick to jump to it. But it's a thing I do, environmental blogging. It would be like in the blog title if there was more of that style of content. But I wouldn't change blogs for it because it's like part of what I do. And yeah, it's something that's in there. 4 years after Fukushima, nuclear cleanup remains daunting and vast. FukushimaUpdate.com. Yes, the radiation levels are within acceptable ranges, and they keep trying to say, like, oh, they're going down, they're going down, they're going down. And it's like, no, they're pretty damn steady. You know, like the company, what are they, TEPCO, did a study, and the Japanese government did a study, and I couldn't find it, but I think there was an independent study too. And they all match up, so I'm not really big on the like corporate malfeasance here, you know, this was just shit, this was just bad, more than this is the industrial homicide type scenario thing. Yeah, it's something to know that that's not over with, that the Fukushima is still leaking, it's still an issue, it's still causing deleterious effects to the environment. And they don't want to report on it because of freaking crazy bastards in Syria and parts of Turkey and parts of Iraq are just freaking people out all damn day. And it's not like it's without reason or anything, but I mean, geez. I can remember a time when everyone was pretty freaked out about the United States. Because we were just like randomly invading the country of Iraq for no reason. It was like, oh my God, let's do that. And everyone in this country, with the exception of liberals, were going, yeah. I remember that. I was one of those people that was super unpopular after 9/11, like right after 9/11, because I was pissed off at most folks. Because I pay attention. I noticed that nobody ever mentioned anything about how this country came to be, or the ideals it's founded on, or any of those things kind of behind the symbolism of the stars and bars, the American flag, that thing. And yet the moment that 9/11 happens, everyone everywhere, left-right politics, never talked about politics before, is all got, you know, amazing amounts of flag stuff and has their flag cowboy hat on all day, and it's got 9 flag stickers on their car, and you know, it's like not the support our troops thing. I never got in on anyone about that stuff, but just the like branding everything American since we got attacked was this thing where I was just fucking pissed off at people. Like, that shit is nationalism. That's just like, hey, I love my symbols more now because crazy people are around. It's like, that's crazy bullshit that leads to the kind of crazy bullshit that we always claim to be against here in the United States, like totalitarianism and fricking oligarchies and autocracies and all that kind of shit. But anyway, that's not what we have today, really. That's not really the world we have today. We have the same old like cronyism bullshit that's pretty much always exist within spheres of the private sector and government sector. That's all the same. Who knows if that'll ever change. But we just have that more dynamic world now. it's like, yeah, there's not just like one single thing to focus on anymore. It's not just like terrorism, that's it. And that means that it was an easier world to live in even right after the 9/11 attack in the United States. When this era of global terrorism was like all defined for everyone finally, was that moment where it was like, oh my god, that's all that matters right now. And now that's not what's all that matters. There's also the conflict in the Ukraine. Actually, it's just Ukraine. I don't know why people say the Ukraine. Actually, it doesn't make sense. I don't know why I do that. Yeah, the Ukrainian situation is probably equally serious to anything going on with ISIS. And if you are watching the boring news feeds and shit, you might notice that the State Department and everyone in the United States, like government, is just talking ISIS, 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 oh, ISIL, ISIS, ISS, ISIN, ISS. I made up a new acronym today. And it's like, it's not like they're not important. Damn, are they important right now? I mean, they're kind of the biggest news story, there's no question. But in terms of like the whole big old picture, there's a lot more going on than the podunk bullshit trying to rewrite some map in a part of the world that not only did we fuck up, but was fucked up before we got there anyway. You know, and it's like, yeah, it's not gonna work to bomb the shit out of them till they're, you know, a little minute terrorist cell. That's not gonna work. You know, helping people who like want to get out of the regime and shit like that. There's probably a way to go about these things. Honestly, with this kind of shit, they just gotta let me like right into the Pentagon, like not as a contractor. Just let me in and get all the fucking data. It's the same thing with anytime I get too deep into shit with like criticizing the presidency, where it's like that job has access to so much information that at a certain point, whatever you're doing in terms of the criticism you're making or the, you know, policy position you're speaking out against, whatever you're doing there, it's like without all the facts that they have that they don't share and are like required by law not to share with you, then you don't know. You're just speculating. You're just using the information provided to you through the means that are available through the media. So yeah, that's the problem with getting really deep into politics with this guy, is there's a certain point where I'll just hit the brakes and be like, well, look, I mean, all these people on the frickin' stupid cable news things and the rattling your cage news thread kind of things, they make their living just making up bullshit. Fuck the system! War! Fuck the system! Fuck the system! War! Fuck the system! Get the love going. Somebody's big on your side, whoever you are, try and like do something with it, feature them, something. Same kind of stuff I'm doing a lot of the time where people don't get it. It's called a feature. That's what I'm doing to you. You're not a subject. I'm not journalisming you. I'm not pulling out my alien anal probe and jamming it in your ass. I'm featuring you. I'm showing you off. I'm taking you out to the show and tell in front of the classroom. And yeah, it's a little unnerving, isn't it? If you're one of those people, I've done that too. And you're listening to this, it's a little unnerving. It's a little like, oh God, what's he doing? But yeah, you'll see if you read the things I write and like what I'm doing and stuff. It's either in jest or I'm making a point and I'm keeping it light. And if I get really heavy, it tends to be something about really heavy shit. Like one of the really heavy shit blog posts I wrote recently was about the Chapel Hill shooting and relating it to the Charlie Hebdo massacre, and trying to say that, you know, somebody like me or anybody like new atheist kind of people are like responsible for what happened in Chapel Hill that day or some crap like that. And I was responding to it and talking about it and very briefly covering about what I know about religion. And that got me some interest and some ho-hum. But it was very fucking serious. Like, very serious. Like, that's what I do when I cover tragedy. Like, something horrible like that, where people have been gunned down mercilessly. I don't come running into that just all like, yay! Oh my God! Let's talk about this. And certain people who I have commented at, and we'll leave it at that, do that kind of thing. And it's all, to me, this is just me speaking, learning curve out here on this mass communications hayride show. And I'll just quote the header to one of my blogs. Digital roundhouse kicks. with a focus on YouTube culture. Yeah, we're having fun. It's all good, is my point. YouTube robots are going right about now. Anyone know anything about comedy conventions? You're not supposed to laugh at your own jokes. That's a big no-no that I do a lot. And also why I kind of turn down the whole thing when it comes up. And yes, it does. I'm not lying. It comes up that I get offered to do like stand-up comedy. And it's just like, I've always turned it down. I mean, I'll try it at some point, guaranteed. Keeps coming up, so it'll happen. But, no, it's the kind of thing where it's like, I always laugh at my own jokes. So even if I do have, like, a bit or something that's funny, like, I usually want someone else to perform it, because I'm just gonna start going, like, in the middle of the damn thing. And, like, to not do that, I have to focus in on comedy. And that's really never been my thing. I'm so damn thinking, I want to write about that, you know, and I have to do it, like, this long version kind of way, and comedy is very quippy, and it's all about being witty and thinking on your feet, or at least that's the way I do comedy. So I just shoot it off the cuff and say, fuck it, that's my comedy. There's this guy I always end up emulating. I can't remember his name. Talks about fried chicken. Wears like the ladies' shades that Kurt Cobain wore before he, blew his fucking head off. I don't remember that guy's name. He had this flash in the pan comedy career. It was just like, hello, goodbye, you know. Yeah, that guy. I like channel him sometimes. It's totally fucking weird. You know what I should do in the spirit of that thing I was bitching about with music? Where is it? There it is. Woo!
Time now to do some Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
A bit of culture, yes. Sorry.
Robin Williams. I'm familiar.
Upon a subject which I will get from you, an improvisational subject. Time's up.
Time's up.
Anything special, current, topical in the news? Robin Williams? Who's he? Who's he? Yeah. What? Mork. No, no! No, my child.
Mork. Mork and Mindy. Look it up.
We're not doing that tonight, man. No, Sandy. I'm free from that now, mess about.
No networks.
No, don't have the Nanu for a while.
Yeah, Nanu.
We're doing something different. I'm going to be... 5 months ago, he couldn't say his own name. Thanks to your dollars, he's learned to go, no, no, no. And you could have your very own series.
Welcome to the show, Robin Williams.
Time out.
Nope.
I have to explain one thing. I ain't doing the mark because this is why I perform here, to do something different.
That's right. And this is something different right here. Right here on the Eruptide podcast.
Time now for a Shakespearean play.
Yeah.
A brief bit of culture once again, interspersed with all the strangeness. From you, I needed something that is topical that's been in the news recently to base. All right?
Beheadings.
Should be real. Harrisburg and Studio 54?
54. Studio 54.
Radiation, okay.
It's a fancy, like, you know,
Well, now, why can't you say
exclusive
the damn words?
kind of thing.
I don't know, Tommy. I'm on liquid wrench. I'm really feeling mellow.
Liquid rinse for everyone.
Shakespeare, a play based upon the suggestions Harrisburg, Studio 54. But first, before we do the play, I'd like to talk about the very serious subject of schizophrenia. No, he doesn't. Shut up. Let him talk.
What did you say? I told you. Stop
What do
talking.
chairs think about all
Bobby.
that? Here comes another asshole.
Bobby. Bobby, stop this asshole from talking over Robin Williams. What the heck is that? That is something I am going to keep playing. It's called a teaser, people. It's called Live and Rare. Robin Williams. It is only available on this thing that some of you won't even know what I'm saying, called VHS. Yeah. This is one of the earliest things that falls into this category where it's like, I think I did this one, but it's like, this is available, I won't say any usernames, but it's available on sites like eBay in VHS format. It's hard to get. It's really hard to get. Yeah, a friend of mine, I believe at my request or because of his own interest in Robin Williams, turned this into an MP3 file when that file format was like one of many and not that common and not something where like everyone did MP3. It was just kind of like, here's the thing, MP3. You know, it was that era that I was talking about before. Properties timestamp on this thing just dates back to whenever I got this computer. It doesn't know what to do with this file. It's just like, what the hell is this? So yeah, it's an audio capture of a VHS release from like way back when. And it's a good performance, and I may choose to picture sync kind of stuff with it if anyone's curious and just kind of wants to hear the straight performance. Leave a damn comment about it, because I'm doing other stuff. It's like my opinions on the Creative Commons. Very offensive opinions on this matter. I am willing to kind of strike up with the likes of the David Pakman Show and others who have raised the issue that the Creative Commons should always be a free and fair place to share artistic works. I agree on this matter heavily. I am speaking from the realm of the artistes. And when I speak from there, I speak without mercy and without care for your feelings. I simply speak the truth. And whatever the hell that is. And yeah, most of the Creative Commons stuff, what I've listened to is goddamn awful. And I don't want to use it for anything. So I'm not going to. I'm just gonna wait till I have money or when something exciting happens with whatever, and buy a copy of a program that does all that stuff for me, and a sampling package that's not a bunch of weird files and stuff like this, where it's just kind of like, well, this is before the like legal court documents about the digital media contract licensing agreements. Like it predates it. And like if I had a hard copy in the original like for sale format or somewhere I could show all of you right now, like go buy this, I would. But what it's called is Live and Rare, Robin Williams. This is early career work. Many people do not know he had a drug problem back then. That's why this might get a little bit entertaining. Just a little bit. The pause was not just a tension thing. It is a battery issue as well. This recorder, 80% sound maybe on the dial. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff I'll do when I can play around in between the lines of Creative Commons and artistic expression, comedians. What is this really? This is a memorial, an audio memorial to Robin Williams. A great comedian who had a great many problems. And there isn't much more to say in these kinds of things, in my opinion, personally, other than to just go all New Orleans about it and celebrate the person and what they were and what they did and what they changed and who they touched and all those things that help us remember that it's not always 100% crazy time blowing people up in the world. Sometimes comedians do good things. Sometimes broadcasters do little fireside chat moments like this with y'all. And it feels all touching and stuff. So I'll set the scene for you. It's Robin Williams, live before a studio audience. Possibly a bit intoxicated. Just a little bit. And he is asking for topics from the audience. And they are going to give him some topics. And he is doing a Shakespearean routine for us.
A Shakespearean screenplay based upon your suggestion of 3 Mile Island, Pennsylvania, which should be titled A Meltdowner's Nightmare. I didn't do that suggestion. Shut up, I'm gonna try.
We're all gonna try.
Shut up, Andrew, you've got it before. He is ready. Show business is his life.
I am show business these days.
First, can you dim these lights just a touch? Can you bring them down?
You know you want to. Starship Enterprise enters the view screen. Eric Lightbourne, captain in charge. Robin Williams, my first mate.
That was Dueling Planets.
He blew up a planet just now, but I will not chastise him.
Designed by Fiorucci.
I am too loving a captain. I am no Picard.
We could do
Kissing
Night of the
on
Living
cheek.
Disco starring Village of the Damn People. Choma, choma.
I'm sorry if I laughed. I have not heard this in years.
Here, Tommy, play this record. It won't hurt you. Don't be
Okay.
afraid, it's not a pod. Here, play it. Ellen did. Yes, I enjoyed it too. Staying alive. And now, Joan Sutherland sings Rod Stewart. If you think I'm sexy and you've got the body. I'm sorry, that wasn't Shakespeare.
Some of it's dated, okay.
I'll take that all back.
Someone will get it. This is the internet.
Shakespeare now. No more fooling around. I do get laid. Someone who fancies chickens. You a farm boy? You remember this sound? Squeak.
I'd like to be clear, I currently
First half score now.
get so laid that I'm flattened out.
2.
Like I'm actually like two-dimensional
Get that ball and
at the
really
moment.
fight. And now, Shakespeare.
The Shakespearean Dream
Not tonight, it's my pyramid. Here we go.
by Robin Williams. Narrated and talked over by me.
I'm not on stage yet.
Yeah, that's right. Neither am I. Let's all just pause.
I will be in a minute, though. I have to wait till I get out to here. Wouldn't it be funny, though, if I was just a hologram and went...
I'm in love with the
Sure, a
hologram.
lot of people here.
Hasune.
Little children here tonight, we've used these words in a sentence.
I love you, Hasune.
I don't care. It's still stupid.
I still love green onions. I will always love green onions.
Shakespeare now. The play will no longer wait. But I'm having so much fun.
Represent the William Morris Agency.
Shakespeare, you know what we're trying to do.
The bod feels us. Even
At a
now.
time when all is simply strange, and yet radiation causes chromosomes to rearrange. My father worked at your
Fukushima.
atomic plant hinder and sends me forth with my arms thus withered. But yet, I am not afraid. I am merely here to lay forth my words and let you still upon them and think. Fear not. If I see my words fall out in pieces, they land upon the ground like simple feces. Know not who I am. I come before to entertain a play about yon vexing plant hither that sends out forth and glows at night and brings forth things, but yet you care not. You sit in front of your TVs and your balls do glow in the dark.
Your internets.
Mind not my words. Let the play say the thing.
But listen to my podcast.
Touch myself anon.
Anon.
Who was that ugly sucker that came hence? It's a strange and vile night. It's strange to be so loaded and yet work the night shift. Why? The plant doth glow in the night like a huge acme's itch. Why? Hark, look! The ghost of Einstein comes hither. What are you doing with my formula? I gave you simply E equals MC squared. You Meshuggah, you fuck it up like this. I merely allowed you an idea to explore the universe. Instead, you make money and do this and on. I am truly loaded now.
Me too.
Events are truly strange. Look, the stream that comes from the plant. What news?
My stream is the best stream that doesn't exist yet.
And yet the newspapers say it is a minimum warning.
Never listen to me.
Strange thing. Look, the town is on fire. There be no vexation for me here. I shall ask my father. He shall know anon. Father, I knock upon thy door. 'Tis I who spun from thy loins, who comes hither to tell you, look, the whole town is covered in radiation. Know ye not? No, son, nothing's wrong. Look at the news.
Oh, God.
Wouldn't walk into that plane if things were awry. Father, the prison has the brains of a pissant, my lord. I will wander, ask my mother, Mother, anon. It is your son, Oedipus Medibus, I come to talk to you.
Medibus.
What news, my dear gentle mother?
Oh, Tommy. I can't hear you. I've got the blow dryer on. Give me another Valium.
No, mother. She will sit anon and watch Lucy melt into the sky. It is strange. No one knows. It is a vile interposed thing. I must get me hence. There. Nature? Money? No. Nature. The money or nature?
Nature.
Can't buy it. Money couldn't.
I only need the money because I'm gonna die of hunger. Yeah, that's it. Hunger.
I must consult the gods of the gods of utility. They shall tell me what to do. Oh, ye PG&E, What? I'll hold.
This is a non-sponsored program.
There is no help for me hither. 'Tis a vile question I must interpose twixt myself. I know my course is resolved. I know what one to do. It is strange. But yet I must. I shall go to the plant and pull the rods and yet diffuse so we have not meltdown and will not speak Chinese anon. Strange could be a good idea for a cinema, but yet I know not. I shall wander hence to the plant. I sneak anon. Past young security guards. They have passed out anon.
Anon?
I am hither. I am finally in the room of radiation. Ah! Oh no, too late. I have gotten too close to the reactor, but there's no price to pay. I will raise it like things I pull the cords anon. Too late, a chain reaction. Where is thy mother? I was dancing at 54. I would not be. Dorothy, wake up.
There it is. Yeah, just making sure the mic got that.
Thank you, let's all get down, get funky.
Go with me now.
Lemon Sister's gonna sing,
It
I can
goes,
get no satisfaction. Thank you, girls, that was a bitchin' boss soul. Now let's hear for the brothers in the band. Each and every one of them is a bad mother in his own right.
Bad mother over
Play
here.
that funky music, white boys.
White boys. I am the white boys that the other boys who are way not white are sometimes okay with, but other times are like, fuck off, man.
Getting applause just for saying Roots. Well, what's happening,
Roots?
my man? Say, what it is, how about?
Word.
When you can be funky. We here are graduates of the Leeward Funkified Badass School of Soul.
I know jazz and R&B bass.
What's happening, baby? These and many, many more. Learn all the basic steps. Become instantly well hung. That's right, instantly well hung.
It works like that. You play jazz bass, then you play R&B.
That's right.
Then your penis goes, goddamn.
A brief cultural piece.
It also becomes an atheist.
Reader, hold on, rented lips. A brief cultural piece entitled Reader's Digest Condensed Version Book of Roots. Gumbelam bam gundebam, gumbelam bundebe, float, float on, gumbelam. Mama, those two bobs, uncle. Gotta jump down, yeah, turn. Kiss that girl, make me a daiquiri. Yes, Miss Loli. Look here, Alec. Thanks. There you have Kunta Kinte, your Aunt Kizzy. Over here, the Supremes. Look. Finally. Chicken George. My father. I found you, Fred Silverman! I found you! Hare Krishna,
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Lama, Hare Lama. Hare Krishna, Hare Lama, Hare Lama, Hare Krishna.
Makala Hamala.
We take you now to a special Hollywood
Put
casting
some
office.
shalom
Casting
on my
in
bagel.
progress. Miss Smith, will you please send in the next audition for Metamorphosis, please? Your name? Oh, fantastic. You have a little bit. Oh, wonderful. Your name is Iggy. Fantastic. Who took these? These are wonderful. Okay. So let's see. Let me read your picture and resume. It says here you're a stunt bug in the swarm. That's wonderful. What else have you done? Fantastic. Some pilot work. That's fantastic. Okay. What are you gonna do for your audition today? Speak our name desire. Okay. Ready? Let's hear it. Fantastic. I think you've got the part. Who's your agent? Buzzy Lazar. Let me give him the phone. Buzzy. Buzzy, the kid's fantastic. Okay. We won the part. What? No, there won't be a no-pass strip within miles. Love you, sweetheart, darling. Have your service call my service. We'll have breakfast, lunch, dinner. Bye-bye.
Bye bye bye. Kisses.
All right, Iggy, you got the big one. Are you ready? Give you a moment to prepare. This is it. This is the final scene from Metamorphosis. You just changed to the man who's become...
The climax.
Fantastic.
The crescendo.
We're ready now. Big time entertainment. Ready? Final scene. Lola!
The letdown.
Get ready for the big number. Here we go, darling. Big time. It's your career. Love you. Ready? Lights! Camera! Action!
Go podcast.
It's in the book. I'm sorry, I seem to have lost you.
Oh no. Now don't go away.
So this is comedy hell.
We were there a long time ago, Robin.
It's all right, though. Since I've said silence, it's okay. Come inside my mind and see what it's like when a comedian eats the big one. Come on in. I'm doing brilliant. I'm improvising like crazy. No, you're not, you fool. You're just doing pee-pee caca, no substance.
Shut up.
About any truth, no realities. Why don't you change the nature of man instead of just talking about drugs and people passing out? Help the world. Shut up, both of you. I'm the rational mind who'll have to release the subconscious. He'll be the arbitrator. Not tonight. Page intellect.
Tame that
Page intellect.
beast.
Sequence 2B. Amlet phase and ego check.
Ego.
Sequence
What's that?
phasing in now. Killer routine 1B. Phase in now. These two guys walk into a bar. Early positive response. Go to killer routine B. Phasing in now. Ego check again. Hey, I'm fantastic. Too late. Phasing in now. Moving in. Where are you from? Early warning signals. Go to secondary routine now. Anything goes. Try dynamite drug routine 1B. Killer response. Tragically up routine. Phasing in now. How about that Babylonian Tupperware? Mayday, mayday, mayday. All systems overload. Ego check now. They've seen the movie. Move to secondary response. Secondary response. Memory tape. Playback. But first, Vegas. Pity response. 1B. Twilight Club. Send in the clown. Not buying the bullshit. Career over.
Career over.
Memory tape.
Drop you two.
Memory tape. Oh, family friend. Playback now. Phasing now. Miss Williams, I dropped the baby. I don't know why.
It explains everything.
Daddy!
Laurie, let's move. He'll never find us. Father, I want to be an actor. Watch. To be or... Damn.
No.
Oh, systems overload. Subconscious
Suck at
fighting
this.
its way through. Well, fuck you. What do you want from me anyway?
Ooh, Dilly. Now that's a man who worked the crowd. Yeah, can't claim to any such things.
Give the pigeons my methadone so they come back. Sometimes I withhold hold it and watch him go through cold squab.
Cold squab.
It's very strange to have so many mutants in one place.
The X-Men are here.
But I guess ever since World War III, things haven't been the same. You probably don't even remember, though, all 45 seconds of it. You remember that? You remember when Carter came on the air and went, "Thank very much, on your own, good night."
Oh, God, I can so see that with Obama. It's like, y'all fuck, bye.
He used to play an alien. He used to do that. Yeah, not that funny since they've landed, though.
We'll always have XCOM.
Yeah, they weren't the little suckers we thought they were. They turned out to be 8 feet tall and black, and they were pissed. That's why I have to live here in this cave. Okay. I remember lots of old stuff. I remember the Great Quake of '85, when all the people in California surfed to Denver. Right on. Come here, I'll come you.
That's fun.
That's about all I can do with it. There's some good memories, though. I'd like to show you something special. You'll have to move real close. Yeah, you kids, you shouldn't have come through the force field. About this time of night, they send through the clones, and you got to get out before they do. But if you meet one, all you have to do is screw them up is turn sideways. That overamps the vision monitors, and I bring them in here and make jukeboxes out of them. Because I remember I don't even remember back to the days of Woodstock. You remember that? That goes back 80 years now. That goes back, we used to, "Let me take you high." Your girls used to dance in front of the amplifier going, "I don't know." I saw some of the best brains of my time turn to mud there. Well, there was some spirit, some craziness. Madness there.
Madness, maybe?
Take care of yourself, sneak on
The
up.
Mad Hatter is loose.
Yes. Stay a little full goose bozo.
Full goose
Keep
bozo.
a down of madness in you. Just a little touch of it.
Just a little bit.
Just enough so you don't become stupid.
This is my motto. In life, in general.
Just a little touch of madness will keep you alive. Because no one in the world knows how to tax that. There was an old crazy dude who used to live a long time ago. His name was Lord Buckley. And he said a long time ago, he said, people, they're kind of like flowers. And it's been a privilege kind of walking in your garden. My love goes with you.
There it is, folks. One of two. There's another one. Yeah, I reference that routine sometimes, and people are just like, "What are you talking about?" And it's like, yeah, that was the glory days. That was like right when he got out of that Mork and Mindy show, and kind of before he became Hollywood Robin Williams. That's much more recognized, well known. So yeah, there's that right there. Little fun shit. What was that? Oh no, what are we doing? Yeah, I don't know, let's see here. Cut way too much of rant material. There is some stuff where I am bitching like hell about like the aftermath of that Gamergate thing. There is some shit on here about politics and Obama. There is a whole bunch of crap I don't know what it is. Because the files ran too long and I wasn't learning about breaking them up before they get ridiculous. Yes. It's coming together, but it's doing a thing. Well, I gotta stop doing this part of it for like a while or something. Because it takes up time. It's very consuming and I want to do more and more. Well, I think I need to go and pretend to be a business person around town and within the internet as well. It's going to cost me more money. Pour my money into my old ass car. Probably get it washed. Boring stuff to talk about. But I do recall how the internet works and how it all started. And who am I? Well, I'm that guy. Well, when I first got Twitter, I was going crazy into that thing. And just like everywhere I went, I would just write like this half a sonnet thing for a while. And then I was also doing the like daily update thing to like try and like build my like poetry audience or whatever I had in my head there. And I kind of realized later like a lot of people using that site are using it like a place to find things. More than like what micro-blogging was in my head when I started. But I do that when I have free texting. I like write a draft of a text to like no one like sometimes, and so that all ends up on Twitter. It's such a weird thing. I remember once on just one phone that broke, I had like everything integrated. That was so weird. That was like I would just kind of touch my phone, do something, and then it would just kind of like be all over the internet, and then like everyone on the internet would be like, hey, you did that, you know. It was like, yeah, I didn't even remember that it works like that, but it's all about the free data plans and that kind of stuff more than it's some kind of tech impossibility to do all of that. That's kind of fun sometimes to go through and like read what the hell I wrote into the profiles of some of those accounts. It was like, yes, I'm here to taste the nectar of name of website. Just like, what the hell was I doing? Just like sitting there like I am now, just looking at the website like, I'm gonna join. Sign me up. So yeah, that's something where I could suddenly shift these damn things into like, oh, self-reminder, it's a podcast, what am I doing again? That I need to get the other two reviews of the Mass Effect trilogy up on the internet and do that, because they're just sitting there. And it's not something like a lot of the other stuff where I'm like declaring it to be non-public feed content and something like that. I think I'm gonna do one of those things here, not yet. I kind of dabbled into like comedy there. I have some like really racy stuff from other people and stuff too. The Robin Williams Memorial Tribute, if you will, is its own thing. That'll finish. But this is just me talking about this podcast and this channel, and what at the moment I do is operate my own business and my own thing, and nobody can tell me what to say because I have good employers who don't tell me what to say, and I love that. So that's always good. Whenever you can like report in from the ground about that kind of thing and share little samples of media content from my personal library of kind of odd and fun things that I have that people do care about when I like, you know, hanging out with them. And they're like, oh yeah, no. I was like, I had that thing, you ever heard that? Like, no, what are you talking about? Live and Rare, Robin Williams. What's a VHS? You know, yeah. It's like those things are hard to find too. The little, like render it to data from a VHS thing. I think I saw one of those in a flea market not long ago. I don't even have any. Oh no, I do have some VHS. I think it's just all anime. Yeah, it is. It's just, no, there's probably like 1 or 2 martial arts flicks in there. Once Upon a Time in China. The first one is amazingly good as martial arts movies go. It's like right up there with like the, Bruce Lee classics kind of stuff. And very unknown. It has many sequels. I don't think I've seen them all. The second one like gets my seal of approval kind of thing. But from there it's like, I don't remember. Probably, but I don't remember because it didn't make enough impressions and stuff on me. Because I'm picky about everything. And yeah, that's the underground. That's what that is. There's stuff around here. I need to go kick up dirt around town with a whole bunch of people to like enhance it past a certain point. But I'm trying to get it to where when I start to like, whoa, wait a minute, what would I do that's not just, cut a web rant when I'm less busy more often anyway, even though I'm kind of like, nah, to doing those. What else would I do? Well, I like these, goddammit. I like fucking podcasting. I used to, imagine I was gonna, get on the radio. It'd be cool, me on the radio. And I called in to radio shows from time to time, very rarely. And usually, it's like, everyone's like, that was you? And that was great. You're so cool. But I don't know. I don't really care about that. I just kind of want to do something with this thing I was already doing. And I totally forgot. And I'm just a blogger. I just kind of walk around like, yeah, I'm a writer, and I don't really do anything with it. And broadcasting is an extension of kind of thing. It's kind of like music and a lot of other shit. For me. I'm talking about me. Me. That topic. It's just, I do a lot of different things. Stuff is in the primary focus when I'm doing that. Right now it's fictional writing, trying to work it out. And it's very intensive stuff that I do. And not everything is with creative works and arts. It's not always so that's some of the stuff I've talked about. Not an attorney, not a legal expert, all that kind of disclaimer. Total identifying geekdom kind of person. RPGs, video games, some comic books, but a lot of it's out of the past. It's kind of like talking about pro wrestling with me, where it's yeah, I know what you're talking about, but there's a point in time where it just drops off, and it's not like I'm saying you suck because you're into it. It's just I can't really keep up anymore. It's just what? What? I was reading Spawn, Todd McFarlane's work, pretty much everything he's touched, his stuff with Spider-Man and Venom and the crossovers, and his sideline with the Venom character, and some of his other work that's just not in front of me, so it's just yeah. He's probably the best in stylism for comic books. But there's a lot of really good people out there. That's just one of those, taste issues thing more than I, want to jump up and be that's the guy. Everybody has to just get everything he's done now. It's no, you didn't know that he frickin' ruled. Then you should know. And something he's into, that you're into if you're into comic books, is probably out there, and you should look it up and check it out. Google it is what to do with all the stuff that I mentioned where it's what? What did that dude say? What is happening on my internet account today? Well, Google some term I said or something, and then don't stop at Wiki. Wiki's good, but it's not the, magic formula. It's the good place to kind of get the basics. How to ride a goat. How to spank a horse. Things like managing your multiple wives. Such things are found there. For understanding the entire universe and staying entertained in the process, you have to listen to this podcast. Because it's probably going to be I don't know, 600 episodes. I think the playlist cuts you out at 300. So it'll just be like, ePodcast and that thing that I did there. And then just like, continued. And then just like, continued too. And oh, you guys doubt me. It's like, no. Everything on the blogs and everything you see and everything you could do, searching all of my stuff, Googling me all day, is like half of everything I've ever put on the internet. And I'll keep going with no Patreon. I get crazier with this when I like have a 9-to-5er. Yeah, I do. I get crazier with it because I start buying newspapers because I can afford them. And depending on what's going on, I might join a news group. And then it's like on, then I like come into like the gaming sites or like wherever I am, just all like journalism. It's just totally funny. Like everyone's there, just like, why is this user behaving this way? On every angle at once, just like, yeah. I love getting that kind of thing that is not trolling, but that has everyone going like, what is this? So that tends to be my thing more than shaking up the internet. I love talking and writing about the fourth wall. Yes. Never gonna explain it. Not in, detail. Never gonna. But the Great Wall of China has broken after I wrote a blog post today. So that's the underground. That's what we're doing. Check out my beautiful websites. They are Eric Lightborn, spelled just like it sounds, on blogspot.com. And Video Game Digest, again, spelled just like it sounds. Again, with the blogspot.com. And you put that in there onto the Google, pretty much any which way, and you will find it. And I have that wonderful, beautiful web audience, hopefully still there after my madness, with the Eruptide podcast, hanging out with you. This is probably 3, maybe. Who knows? Do like 9 of them before this one, and then call this one 3, and it'll make no sense, and won't edit it out, because it's just like, that's my joke, like that's the thing that we do, where we like hide, you know what I mean? We hide, and it's okay that we hide, because if we didn't hide, we'd get shot in the face. I shot the sheriff.